Okay, so this week's video topic is actually one that I've wanted to record on for quite some time, but I keep kind of delaying on it or pushing it to the side because I'm worried that I'm going to come across as too aggressive. Like the frustration that's bubbling up inside of me is just going to come across in all the wrong ways. Unfortunately, this issue keeps coming up time and time again. We've already had it like 3 times this week. So I've decided I've just got to hit record, start talking, and hopefully I come across with some positive vibes and it's not too negative. We'll see where we end up. Anyway, today what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about neighbours input or neighbours involvement in applications. Now, in the old days, everyone used to sit there and they'd just mind their own business. They'd go, this is my property. I can do whatever I want, whatever I desire, obviously within reason, within the council rules and regulations. Over the last 12 months, we've seen a massive shift in society, thanks to COVID. Back in the old days, people would be off gallivanting around the world, spending their money on beautiful holidays. They didn't really care so much about their home environment. Obviously, last 12 months, we've been stuck at home. We haven't been able to travel. People have been focused more on their living spaces and how external factors impact on those living spaces. Over that time, we've also seen a massive step up in the uptake of technology. So people are now a lot more savvy when it comes to accessing property information and applications, and they know how to have their say or give their input into these processes. So as a result, we're now seeing a lot of neighbours, and I mean a lot of neighbours, getting involved in jobs. So at the DA stage, at the BA stage, and also through to construction. Now, this is where my frustration lies with this whole topic. What we're seeing is so much hypocrisy. Oh my goodness, it drives me insane. Like we've had so many examples where you just turn around to the neighbours and you go, look at yourself, guys. Like talk about pot calling the kettle black. Like, have you seen what's going on your property? I mean, earlier this year I had a job at Toowong and the neighbour was a 3-story house. They had windows directly looking onto our property. They had not installed their privacy screening like they were conditioned to do. So they'd gone and done the dodgy. Hey, I'm not going to judge. Everyone does it every now and then. They shouldn't, but they do. And here we were, a 2-story building, set back the appropriate setbacks. We were going to put our privacy screening in, and they were having a field day about the fact that our windows were going to be too close to their windows. I just sat there and went, guys, like look at yourselves, come on. Or I had another one the other day, Paddington. We've got a pool proposed in the backyard and the neighbour was going on about the chemical smells flowing over the boundary. And I sat there and went, guys, like I only have to look at the aerial photo and I can see you've got a pool at your rear boundary. Like, what the heck? Oh, it drives me insane. But that being said, what I've learned over the years is there is no point getting bogged down in that frustration. There is no point firing back at people and getting aggressive. It doesn't achieve anything. People get their defenses up and they don't actually communicate and you don't get any good solutions. So I need to get over that frustration and instead try and get the message out there to people that times have changed. You need to start involving your neighbours earlier on in your process. So don't assume that they're just going to be happy to sit there and go, hey, that's your land, you can do whatever you want. Rightly, wrongly, whatever it is, everyone feels like they now have the ability to have a say over what happens around them. And they are definitely having that say. So the point I want to get across today to all the building designers out there and anyone else watching these videos is the minute you start a job, please encourage the clients to pop next door and start the conversation with their neighbours. No matter how good they think the relationship is. Like we have so many situations where people sit there and go, oh, we have monthly barbecues with Bob next door, or oh, we're really friendly, our kids go to school together. Yeah, the minute you throw a set of proposal plans in front of people, changes. The game changes instantly. So don't underestimate how people will react to your proposal. So yes, moral of the story, point I want to get across is times have changed thanks to COVID, thanks to technological advances. People are now more focused on their home environments and more aware of what's happening around them. And they are definitely stepping up in terms of the amount of involvement they're having. And that's causing us a lot of grief when it comes to DA, BA and construction phases. So please, for your own sanity, bring them forward. Not only that, but I've been probably saying for the last 6 months or so that by the end of this year, I think that community consultation is going to be mandatory. So it's not going to be legislated. It's not going to be something that you actually have to do under the legislation. However, it's going to be one of those things that significantly smooths out your DA process or fast tracks your DA process, because council, they have to address these community concerns. They have to take them on board. And if they're looking at a proposal, they're going in with their defences up, ready to go, okay, well, who have we got to battle here? What are we going to come up across? If you go in and submit your letters of support to say, hey, we've consulted with neighbours, they're all on board, those defences, they instantly drop. And suddenly council is just focused on the technical town planning stuff, which means you're going to smooth on through or glide on through, and you're going to get that faster sort of approval. So it's going to help in terms of not having issues through your DA, BA construction, but it's also going to help fast track your DA process and get you an approval much, much faster. Okay, hopefully that came across okay. Like I said, point is, we can't just keep ignoring the neighbours now. As much as, like I said, sometimes I just want to shake these people and go, like, just look at your own property. It's not going to solve our problems. We've got to change the way we do things. We've got to start changing now, because it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Okay, I think that covers off everything I want to talk about today. As I always say, until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got three. Number one, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site-specific. You would be a silly Billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly Billy. Number two, Brisbane town planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number three, what was my number three? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all.